Atsura asked me to train a crop of new sailors. Guess the sharpshooting lesson was wasted. Should have spent that time talking about home.
I don't get this at all. There was a Dawnstar settlement on Isango. The place got trampled just the same. This is Wide Wen all over again. Only now we know it really is Eothas behind it. I'll tell you one thing. When we catch up to that unstoppable god statue, me and him are gonna have words. Lava better be all right.
Eothas was here all right. And it looks like he was headed to that lighthouse on the western end.
Ha! Still got it. Take this. Why not?
I see.
I think I can pull that off.
You like that?
This indignity will not go unanswered.
After him.
That must have hurt.
Can do. Leave it to me. Had someone in my sights.
Eothas will take remains of your soul.
Shut the door, quick, before the Naga get in. We're the finest soldiers and cannoneers in Eora. We don't need anything.
Captain, 2 places I've seen that look. Healers' tents and exceptional brothels. This is neither.
Wait, you're not the reinforcements. There are supposed to be reinforcements.
So, was this destruction the work of the Valians? Or maybe a trick of the Wada Queen.
I can see Rautai does little to educate its soldiers in logic. Do you really believe my countrymen had a stone titan hidden away for a rainy day?
We know your animancers tinker and dabble with Luminous Adra. Do not play the fool now.
The first thing was the Colossus. It showed up a few days ago, a week ago, I can't be sure. But it was huge. Glowed like luminous Audra. That monster that killed our people?
I suppose he does look like a monster from down here.
I told you, Zahira. The Godhammer scrambled their god, and now he's taking his revenge.
Much as I doubt that, none of my explanations fits any better.
It's no coincidence your Eothas shows up just as Latharn storms out.
The Colossus was coming right for us. Fleetmaster Ko ordered the gunhawks and cannoneers to take up positions. They fought. The rest of us were sent below, like cowards. We're trenchers, sons and daughters of Rauatai. We can handle anything. I heard cannon blasts, artillery fire, felt the world shake. Then the water started coming in. We came back up, and the others were... I don't know. Like they'd been turned to ash. And the Colossus was walking away. The fort was flooding, where it had broken our walls, and the luminous Audra in the lighthouse had gone dark.
They skulked in after, once our walls were down. Those of us who were left fought. But those cowards moved through the sunken hallways, ambushed us from below. When the Hazanui's reinforcements get here, we'll strike back.
And build our walls back up so nothing gets through. And double our cannons, so we can destroy that Colossus if it ever comes back. The finest cannons and bombards in the archipelago. Why, you can barely walk the ramparts without... There's still one. There must be one. They can't all have been destroyed. But you'll need a trained artillerist to aim it.
The big guns and me are on friendly terms already, Captain.
On the western side of the fort. It's a true marvel, a monument to Rauataian engineering.
Proof we can tame and transform this place, once we get rid of the scale bellies.
Is there anything else?
As you can see, we have need of it. Rauataians do not do anything in half measures. The Deadfire is a savage place, something that Valian coin counters and Huana tribals do not seem to recognize.
We have both those who swing swords and those who count coins. You seem to have brought only those who shoot guns and talk too much.
But our people conquered Rauatai 2 millennia ago. We understand what it takes to survive, to tame a wild land.
Ammunition? We keep lots of ammunition. Get new shipments all the time from Rauatai.
Not for the bombard. Fleetmaster Ko fired it all at the Colossus. All that's left are cannonballs, and they're too small.
Maybe Imuro had some. In his workshop, he was making these new explosive shells.
That's not really what you'd call a defensive weapon, wouldn't you say? More like something you'd lay siege with.
Soldier, did I ask for an inventory of your supplies? Stick to the topic.
Anyway, you should check, just in case. Imuro's workshop was by the northern gate.
Dawn Stars.
Fleetmaster Ko hired them to tend the fields that supply the mainland, but they started acting strange, dreaming strange. One of them, Latharan, had a row with the Fleetmaster over it, left angry just before the Colossus showed up.
You'd be surprised. One time me and my brother filled this fella's house with manure, right up to the roof. All different kinds of it. That was the last time he ever called us irresponsible.
I think their praying called it here, getting back at us for the Godhammer. Even if not, they definitely know something.
Zahira, assistant quartermaster. Don't go back out there. You'll be safe here until reinforcements are—
Just stay away from the water. Damn scale bellies are hiding down there. They'll ambush if you get close.
Sometimes you can see them, if you look carefully.
There.
I'll do this. Still got it. Let's go.
Yes?
Nice hit.
Of course.
Leave it. Sure.
What is this? Come closer. You glow so brightly, just like the away. The striped fiends profane the island, endlessly burrowing, building. They bury the Adra under stone. Sugan says we must find a way in. Sugan says I must find a way in. Speaker for the gods. Grandfather to many. The fiends gather at the walls, searching too. Not for me, but they see me still. It is too dark. I will lose my way, or be swallowed by the terrible walker. Stay a little longer. Your glow is a comfort here. No, not dead. Still searching. Away, I said. The way glows like an anglerfish lure, but it feels safe. I will follow the way, I think. But then I see another glowing thing. This one does not feel safe. Now, there is no way and no light. I am afraid. The way...
There.
You like that?
Just
Let's go.
I shall deal with this one.
Not even close.
no, I cannot do that.
Still got it. Why not?
Would you look at this?
Sure. Huh? Yeah, got it. I don't think so. Leave it to me.
Finally, some peace and quiet. Just keep that bird away from my work.
Stand down, Ishi. The man is doing important work.
Slave sphincter, those snakes were noisy. I don't suppose you brought any extra parchment with you? Too bad. There's so much still to record. I'm writing it all down. My research, my work, something to survive before the next walk-in Colossus, the next Naga warband. Do you need something? If not, I should focus. So much to do. What didn't? A Colossus made of Adra marched through the fort, grew bright like luminous, and scores of soldiers fell dead. Incredible.
If Eothas got to them first, then you can fit their remains in a pouch of white leaf.
Then the Naga killed everyone else. Except Latharn, I suppose. Yes, he must have left. They should split up. Safer that way. Better odds. Dawnstar fellow. Arrived yesterday? Last week? Complained of strange dreams. Smart of him to leave so soon. Do you need something? If not, I should focus. Only one. Just a prototype. In there.
Captain, I don't ask for much. I need to see this thing go off.
It is most impressive. You're welcome to it. I only ask that you compile notes on the blast radius, detonation temperature, smoke formation, debris trajectory. How indeed. Naga everywhere. Suppose your best chance will be up along the walls, west and south. But how to get there? Better perhaps to keep going south, around the edge of the fort, through Fleet Master Ko's office. More cover from the Naga. Safety in numbers, eh? A comforting illusion. Let the others have it if they wish it. I must see that my work survives.
Why not? Your order? Give me the order.
I was chewing through Cadnua's foundation long before Eothas finished the job.
As one. Like that? Neco Blanca.
Sure.
I see the whites of their eyes.
Let's go. Right between the eyes. Why not? Strike! Captain? Aye, aye.
Yes?
Still got it.
Let's high it out!
Why is your ignorant farmer winking at me?
Sure.
You must... Party before venturing forth.
Ah, remember this little soldier? Glad to see you made it, friend.
secure a body that lasts.
I see the wind.
As one.
Worse than rock!
After him!
Oh, good.
Why not?
Ground you all to dust. Only I will remain.
The sea-striped fiends send you to uproot the tree of the gods, yes? Their blasphemy knows no bounds.
Give the order, Captain. Or just nod. I'm not picky.
So, the fiends corrupt even the sand-striped ones. Now I taste their stench on her. If you join them in befouling the Adra, then you will join them in death, too. They have received their due, as will all who plunder and profane the treasure of the gods. Go! Carry a warning of what you have seen to the other shufflers. That shufflers must not disturb these roots, or the gods will destroy the islands again. Do your stories say nothing of the many disasters? Of the shuffler nests washed away like foam? Many generations ago, the sand-striped ones built great hives across the islands, and bastions around the Adra roots. They did not build alone. The sand-striped ones helped, as they help other fiends now. Their meddling displeased the gods, so the gods smashed their works with heaving volcanoes and crashing waves. You shufflers are beasts of habit. You do not learn. You do not change. You cast off your sheddings by night, only to put them back on at daybreak. You wrap yourself in filthy, worn-out things. Our ancestors hid deep, where the waters quenched the fires and muffled the storms. They remembered while shufflers scattered. Now, the shufflers build again. The gods see. They will tear them all down. If your fat tongue speaks true, then give us proof. If this is not some fat-tongued lie, then show us. Approach. Restore the blessing of the gods to the Adra.
As your hand touches the dim Adra, you feel the same cool, pricking sensation that you did when you touched the pillar near Port Mage. concentrate on the pillar, the world around you swiftly falls away, leaving only the vast emptiness of the in-between. The Audra, and a multitude of golden threads undulating off into the distance. For a second time, you gather the threads in your mind and bind them together, forming a solid tether that ripples out toward its distant anchor. Again, a crack sounds from the terminus. Your consciousness is violently pulled along the cord. You are prepared for the sensation this time, but are still disoriented when you come to a sudden stop. You find yourself standing behind a familiar Titanic statue as it trudges through invisible waters. Standing at Eothas' shoulder, your soul is dwarfed by the massive god's form. Energy pulses along the tether, each wave feeding the Audra's movements. He stops. His head cranes behind him, again accompanied by the sound of stone shearing and buckling. His eyes rest upon you. He does not reach for the cord, but considers you for a long span of silence before speaking.
Your first attempt to contact me was brave. This second attempt, is it born out of desperation or something else? Why do you continue to follow me, Watcher of Caed Nua? There was no malice in that act. It was a coincidence of time, place, and necessity. I am sorry for what I did, but it was done for the hope of a better future. Even a god needs strength. This form requires much more than that of a mortal kith. Without those souls in Caed Nua, I would never have been able to free myself. Thousands that you know of, millions unknown to you. Death follows us both, Watcher. We must always care and take care. But caring is not enough.
Eothas becomes silent. You can sense his presence advancing back along the cord between you. His energy flows over your hand, tendrils of light probing into the air around you. They poke and prod at the silent lost souls hovering in your vicinity.
You are in a unique position. In spite of the work of the Leaden Key and Hand Occult, you have seen through our facade. You know the god's true nature. Without the benefit of your knowledge, few mortals would be willing to accept the true history of their gods. After all, we weren't. The last time I walked Eora, I made a mistake in not revealing my true purpose. I believe you would understand it better than most. And after we are finished here, I'm certain they will call for you at the hour of their choosing. Won't they, Watcher? Yes, I will tell you. But this is not the time. As I take this body farther from the lighthouse, the tether grows weaker, and I have already tarried too long. Soon this link will unravel completely. If I have not reached my destination when that happens, I will need to pull more souls from your world. It is. When you contacted me from Port Mage, I had to sever my tether to the luminous Audra. Without it, I lacked the strength to reach Hasongo. I pulled souls from the creatures of the ocean and from the people at Hasongo until I could reach the lighthouse. The soldiers in Naga there were no threat to me. I did not kill them out of malice, but simply to keep this body moving. That question, Watcher, requires a more philosophical examination than we have time for.
The edges of Eothas' massive form blur and dissolve. The huge figure retreats from you. As it moves, the tether begins to rapidly unravel. As Eothas speaks, his voice sounds garbled, fragmented, and distant.
If you would know more, find me at the Ashen Maw in Margren's Teeth. I must rest there before I begin my final work. When I leave that place, you will not be able to follow. Before I go, I should return some of this to you. I still have need of the great power of your soul. but I can spare you this portion.
A pulse of energy moves back along the golden cord toward you. It feels familiar, comforting, even before it contacts you. The energy washes over you, flooding you with feelings and memories you had thought long forgotten until they settle back into the cracks of your soul. And then the tether and cord snap. Eothas' figure evaporating into dust that mingles with the endless gray expanse. Heat rushes over you, and the uncomfortable sensation of the Audra Pillar's presence cuts off. The gloom of the in-between is pierced by the light of the living world. You are back in the lighthouse, no longer dim. The luminous Audra beside you is filled with warmth and light.
Long have we kept peace with the sand-striped people. But then, the foreign ones came and spread, killed our people, built their hives everywhere.
Chaudhary, you attack every foreign ship you see. The Juana may not like us, but at least they speak to us.
We were sure the Godwalker came to cast them out, that driving them away was a holy mission. But on whose terms? We must go. I know not what this means, but our brethren should hear of it.
Not an option, Snake. Bet you were keeping count of how many good soldiers you fanged. Captain? Aye, aye, ma'am.
You show us something new today, Shuffler. Thank you for this, and for your mercy.
Oh, you wanted something, Captain? What, me? Been trying to say that it's a pity you're already accounted for, Captain. You're halfway towards being a decent catch. Forget I said anything, it's not important. I've got some answers.
Cannot last, you know. All this fine Eddie.
If I'd known there were that many in the water.
I remember the last time I talked to a god. Oh, wait, this doesn't just happen to everyone else? Well...
I was rather hoping someone else would bring that up.
If you got something to tell us...
Adiko, no one ventures into Magran's teeth. A chain of volcanoes guarded by giants, if the Juana legends are true.
What about you, though? I'm getting flashes of those episodes you used to have in Deerwood. You know, when you were going crazy.
Well, Magran's teeth sounds like the kind of place that should rather stick out. Shall we continue on?
Scale-bellied cowards! I knew they'd run! Look at our beacon. Even the Colossus couldn't destroy it. And those snakes aren't so tough now, are they? Of course. We'll rebuild bigger and better, with reinforced walls and extra cannons. Our engineers will make this place truly impregnable. The Hansanui will want to thank you personally for your help here. And she should also know what we're up against. Looking for a real challenge after what you did to those scale bellies? The only thing I know about the place is it's supposedly made of fire. And no one's ever come back from it. But anything can be over. She's usually at the brass. Clear skies.
Light of Eothas be upon you, neighbor. Are you looking for survivors?
A short lady, about my age. Came from Deerwood with her son. Let's see. Freckles, braids, usually. Punches you in the arm if she likes you, face if not. Oh, and that's if you're lucky.
No, that doesn't sound like anyone.
You gotta be her son. Got her nose and her freckles. You don't have to lie to me, kid. I'm a friend of your mother's. She hiding from someone? Maybe an ex-lover who gave her the best night of her life?
No, I misspoke.
Forget it. Just tell me something. Your father, you know him?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Lions, bats, and Orlans, to name a few.
Yes, I knew my father when I was very young. He was a man of strong faith.
Have to be. You get a lava mad, you need a god on your side for protection.
He was lost to us during the purges, which was how we came to flee here.
So you met him. Well, that's great. You had a dad. Where's your mother now? Got a lot of catching up to do.
My mother is with Eothas. Yes, he walks among us once again, enlisting faithful soldiers. I do believe she is with him. She passed the Veil a few years ago. A flu. It's possible her soul has taken a new body by now, but if she was truly blessed, she marches instead beside the Shining God.
You lied to us. Said you didn't know her. Expect me to believe this now? Funny, you wouldn't know it to look at him.
I'm not lying. She's buried on the other side of that hill.
How could she be gone?
Don't be troubled by her passing. All souls that march with Eothas receive his warmth and light. Eothas has come to us twice now. Even Oblivion couldn't slow his march. We shouldn't have opposed his first coming. He meant to rally us under his banner.
Well, I know a lot of dead Deerwoodans who will be relieved to hear that. And seeing what we've seen, it's hard to believe they got our best interests at heart.
Eothas forced everyone to declare themselves as ally or enemy. Nothing more. Now he marches again, and we have a chance to correct our mistake.
Well, that's charitable.
I would like to have joined him when he passed this way, but I was weak. It won't happen again. You can't build on broken foundations. Real change needs destruction. I trust my God knows better than I do. He knows truths I'll never learn.
And got that right.
I was once lost. I struggled as you do now. But the partisans of the lighted path have restored my faith in Eothas. What greater honor than to march in his vanguard? We began as children of the Dawnstars, separated from each other as we questioned our purpose. But then Eothas granted a vision to Gadarian Bosch. Bosch saw an illuminated path lighten the way through a black abyss, and he saw Eothas marching on the path. And Eothas bade him to march alongside, and the Shining God told Gadarian Bosch to gather an army of the god's truest followers, and to prepare to lead it into battle.
You'd think after getting blown up, he'd slow down on the battling.
We don't know. The end of the path hasn't been revealed to Gadarian Bosch yet, but to the faithful, shouldn't matter. There'll be a great journey, but we're prepared. Gadarian Bosch knows the way. Eothas himself has appeared in Deadfire in the form Gadarian Bosch foretold. That's more proof than any of his faithful could ever ask. What fortune to be given this opportunity, to know our God in the living world. Gadarian Bosch warned us. Those outside the partisans may ridicule us and test our faith, especially our old families and others close to them. We've learned it's best to keep to ourselves and those with open minds, which relations and friends mostly aren't.
We can go. Hey, kid. What was your name again?
Bairn.
Right. This lighted path fellow, Bosch. Sounds interesting. There's some way I can meet him?
He's usually on the move, rallying followers. But the partisans of the lighted path often gather in the temple of Eothas in Nekataka. I am soon to go there myself, in fact. There's an adherent there, Ogna, who initiates new partisans. No doubt she'd be pleased to help you. Eothas needs able soldiers, even in their elder years. You should consider what Ogna has to say. It might speak to you. Farewell.
Good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a drop of good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a drop of good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old Paris wheel along. We'll roll the old...
I thought Eothas was too busy kicking over islands to blunt his teeth with mortals. What say? You must take something from all this idle chatter with the gods. And you knew things he did not. Ah, for what does he listen to you then? The gods I know are tight of lip and hard of hearing. I could not imagine the inner workings of a god. But then, I am not meant to. It is for mortals to flail in the darkness, I say, while gods point us toward light. To be worshipped, to have others interpret your design. Such a burden, and mortals demand it so. For what should a god worry about such cares, when theirs is the hand on the tiller? Kara, I did not wish to burden you. These days, I am having to think harder than my pampered years. You will forgive the handsome fish if he is as curious as the green god. At least Eothas has you to keep him in check. What happens when we catch up to him is something for future Tekehu to worry about.
Scratch under the wet clay of any artist and you hatch a lifetime of fear and doubt. My boy doesn't fear the gods. He only fears what he'll compromise by living up to his potential. But isn't it easier to let sculptures represent you? Poor thing. Nothing he does could disappoint me. But that is a mother's prerogative.
You have questions? What say, my friend?
Damn me, the cops run dry.
Captain, a word? You've spoken to Eothas, which means you know what we're up against. If the fleet sailed up to him and fired every cannon at once, I imagine we'd have a fighting chance at taking a chip off his kneecap. There's no stopping him, is there? If that's a joke, it's a poor one. I suppose there's a certain appeal to recognizing the inevitable. We don't have to waste our breath trying to stop it. All assuming that reason can penetrate the green boy's head better than bullets can. It reminds me of the first time I shot to kill. There he stood, a pirate captain barking orders from the forecastle. Out of everyone's range but mine. The wind toyed with us. I took aim, never thinking I'd make the shot, but then I felt this awareness, like someone out there was aiming me. A cannon blast took me by surprise. I squeezed off a shot, expecting it to fly wide. But the bullet took my target between his eyes. I don't know if Bareth kicked open a door or the Sky Mother held my hand, but that man was meant to die. I've got that same feeling now. Better or worse, I know that Eothas is meant to succeed. Hope I didn't take the wind out of your sail. Whether or not we can change anything, at least we can say we were there. That's more than most people get.
Speak your mind.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you?
I'm all ears. Tell me what's on your mind. You know where to...
Is there something you wanted to talk? You only have to ask.
What are we standing around for?
What is it, Casita?
Ado, Captain. Do you require my expertise?
My friend, hello. Ask, please. Should it be a challenge? Lipasalis, my home. It is a big city, ta? Many people speak many languages. That is Nujin. Normal. And there was a storm. Clouds black like night and high as the stars. We thought God would protect us. West. No one has ever been west because of the storms, ta? But we were determined. We came to teach. Teach about God. No. Only God, ta? How to explain? I did not say I am a good teacher. You learn Seki, maybe we talk more about God. Teach about God. I do not know what missionary is, but okay. I did not say I am a good teacher, do I not? I jest. You are right, I am not a teacher. There was a... sehaj. And then I was put on the ship. We can discuss, later. I am a fast learner. Do you think my Adiran is very bad? It cannot be as bad as Seraphin's. He opens his mouth and nonsense comes out. I did nothing. That is how I was put on that ship. Maybe a building went on fire. Maybe many buildings. But that is the past. The future is more interesting, huh? As you say. The edge of your map. A joke from Maya. Home. Home is Yezua. Beyond the storm. Somewhere. A funny question. How to explain? I miss the wind. Hot and dry, it comes from the mountains. Shakes the doors. Covers Lipasalis in dust. And the desert. It is beyond the mountains. Red and wide. I still smell it sometimes. Is that possible? Oh, I will go now. Someday, Chizhunskiku. But there is still much to see here, I think. Are you far from your home, Watcher? I am jealous. I do not like it here. As you say. Where are your horses? Ugh, I must find a comb. Who? Always he has a sour lemon face. Like an old man. I want to mess his hair. It is too... tidy. Always he has a sour lemon face. Adair told me God stepped on your house? Your luck is maybe worse than mine. From Adair I have learned all the names of animals and names of your drugs. But he will not share either of them. Adair taught me Valian curses. Want to hear? Pazzo! Nasanale! Merla! I like that one. But maybe no more when Paragina is near. She is like, Suheki Shurakihas. Horse in small house, very grumpy. Adair told me God stepped on your house? From Adair I have learned all, but he will not share either of them. Her bird is mean. You see where he bit me? I like him. I tried to play a trick on her, but she is very fast and threw me in the sea. I must be faster. She reminds me of my old teacher. Do you think she would spar with me? But maybe I have enough scars. She reminds me of... Where did he learn Adiran? Not here, huh? Takehu showed me rice wine. Ugh, it is terrible. You are out of rice wine, by the way. She poked me with her weapon once. She apologized for a week. I poked her with mine, and now we are even. He can hold his breath for a very long time. Did you know? It is remarkable. She is good at braids. She put Ishi's feathers in my hair, see? He threw a blanket at my head. How did he know I was cold? Who? He puts fire kelp in my soup when he thinks I am not looking. But there are peppers much spicier in Yezua. I will get him back. He puts fire, but there are peppers. I offered her a candied nut and she took them all. She is like my sister. I offered her a... She is like my sister. Ugh. Creepy. Ugh. Ugh. Fine, yes. Can I ask you a question? We talk about the others. What do you think of me? Yukog? Take me home and I will show you fun. Liezuha Igechi.
Great and terrible things are at work. And once again, you seem to be in the middle of it. The Rawatayans we passed will doubtless spread word of what you've done in Hasongo. But others will want to know what you've seen. They'll look to you for answers. You make it sound so simple. Don't you worry what will come next? What events you might move forward? It reminds me of the question that drew me to the Deadfire. The one I've been avoiding. I promised to tell you what I was doing among the Animancers at Port Marge. As you may have guessed, I was observing them, gathering information on the various Animancy operations in the region. Yes, and how better to draw them out. Animancy is a subject of particular interest to the Leaden Key. Through it, I hope to pick up the trail. Merely a first step. After that incident in Old Valia, I thought more about the leaden key and its particular composition. If you two are finished, it's existed for over 2,000 years. Say what you will about its motives and methods, but that's an impressive tenure. That's when I realized how short-sighted I'd been. To think I could undo the leaden key without understanding how it works. By studying its origins, of course. Fate didn't spur the lad. I found references to an ancient leaden key cabal in the Deadfire. Possibly one of the oldest, if accounts are credible. And they appear to have been working independently, without direct intervention from Theos, for almost 2 millennia. And how to destroy it, yes. Most sources refer to them as the Painted Masks. But I haven't met anyone here who knows that name. Truly? Then perhaps we'll find something there. Thank you. Anyway, there's daylight yet. I suppose that's enough from me.
Yeah?
I know that look. What's on your mind? Wasn't what I expected, I know that much. I had this idea that maybe I'd get along with him. Either 'cause he was like his mom, or 'cause he was like... but it was like somebody talked him out of his personality. And when he looked at you, you got the feeling he was looking at someone a long ways behind you. It's not his fault. He's alone out here. And his mom was such a force. If she was so sure of herself, she'd have had that co-leader following her.
You open Wodika's book, but the goddess does not appear. You stand alone in a void of ashes.
It was on a cold and stormy night. The snow was on the ground. A sailor boy stood on the quay. His ship was outward bound. His sweetheart standing by his side had many a silent fear, and as he pressed
You blink and find yourself standing in the knee-high grass of an endless field, with the day just falling into dusk. Then, the earth falls away. The wind ceases, and you are sent tumbling up into the dark of the sky.
Watcher.
The voice of the Pallid Knight shakes the earth at your feet. You have returned to Bareth's realm. Your soul once more called to attend the wishes of the God of Death.
Your preference has been noted.
You can't be certain, but you think you might see the barest hint of a smile tugging at the edges of the Pallid Knight's lips.
Once again, you have spoken with the Child of Light. Tell me what you have learned. Intriguing.
The Pallid Knight stares past you, pensive.
While attend. Tell me what your many eyes perceive.
Her words ring out, and a heavy silence descends. In the silence breaks the murmur of countless voices. They speak all at once in languages both known and unknown to you. In the space beside Bareth, an eye blinks open, followed fast by several more. They are round, keen eyes of Kith, the slit eyes of snakes, the small, dark marbles of birds, the bulbous lanterns of deep-sea fish.
Here we are.
A figure walks through the cloud of eyes as one might step through a door. It is an Orlan, then a pale elf, an ocean human, a Naga. Each of them eyeless. They are Wal.
This is the first interesting thing to happen in ages. And we do so love a riddle.
The figure wears an Amawa's grin, and the many voices beneath its own titter.
Ah, Watcher, you do so fear loss. I once asked you to bury my scroll beneath Black Meadow, and you betrayed me to Grimda. Do you remember? Some things must be lost to be found again. But you have never believed that, have you? Let me remind you. We have read the book of your life, Watcher. It is heavy with the weight of your choices, and its pages are not unmarred by the blood of others. You reap, but on a smaller scale. We see between the strings of the world, and Eothas is there, strumming them like a lute. His tongue is still, yet he sings of a coming joy. What tune he plays, we do not know. It is complex, ever-shifting. One moment vibrating in harmony, the next in discord.
A man strides through the door to Bareth's realm. Behind him lope wolves with lolling tongues, and jungle cats whose long tails twitch with every step. Galawain, the changeling, arrives, and he brings with him the wild heart of Eora's untamed places. Fast on Galawain's heels, a small wave of seawater washes across the tiles. It pours off the edge of the platform and cascades down into the beyond. From out of the water rears a glowing lure, then the head of a gigantic fish. The round black eyes of Andra roll to meet yours.
My gift-bearers bring to me that which Kith most want to forget. And in their memories I see you as Wal does. You are the one who leaves chaos in her wake. You knew one of them once, my gift-bearers. Meneha. She longs to forget and to help others do the same. But when given the chance to aid her, you did not. You are a capricious creature, like Eothas.
Andra's storm-black eyes roll away from you.
Eothas is nothing if not resourceful. I admire his nerve.
In the changeling's voice, you hear the soft patter of rain on leaves and the rush of wind through treetops.
No, he is a creature of the pack left long alone. Without our strength behind him, he is weak. If his journey leads him back to us, he has proved himself worthy of return to the fold.
Eothas does not return to us. He returns to execute some grand plan. We must stop him.
The doors lining the walls of Bareth's realm slam open in unison. Warped pieces of ancient armor and the remnants of discarded weapons roar through the doorways. They meet in the center of the room, in a shower of sparks, and form the vague figure of a man. Finally, a blacksmith's sledge hurtles past your shoulder, and the figure snatches it from the air. A man made half of metal and half of ruined skin stands before you. The rounded metal of a well-worn shield makes up most of his skull, his right eye socket, and jaw. His mouth is pulled forever into a half-grimace.
If Eothas has something foolish planned, perhaps we can turn him from that path and set him down a more productive one.
Abaddon's words crash and screech together, like long still gears forced to movement for the first time in centuries.
Abaddon speaks with a child's naivety. He violates not their realms, but mine. I feel his urgency in every stamp of his feet along my... I will send tsunamis to slow him, if Mogren would stir the earth beneath Mogren's teeth.
The water at your feet recedes. Lava oozes up through the shallow water, and a woman made from the guts of the earth emerges. She settles her characteristic broadsword on her shoulder and sighs a cloud of smoke and ash. Mogren returns.
In the age when our steps carved valleys across the face of Eora, our bodies were impervious to all but the strongest attacks. I doubt fire and water will be enough to stop him. But I will bear down upon Eothas with all the heat and fury of the earth. If I must.
The death of thousands now could prevent the death of millions later.
The deep, bellowing cry of an aurochs shakes the ground beneath your feet. The cry drones on and on, a moan without end. Wal's many eyes squeeze shut. Andra slips back beneath her waves. Mogren dissipates in a swirling cloud of steam. Galawain's beasts cower and whine. Only the pallid night stands impassive.
My end comes to all things in time. Should Eothas care to hasten the inevitable, I welcome his efforts. Eothas seeks a slate wiped clean, freedom from the endless revolutions of Barath's wheel, the final emancipation of the countless stolen mortal lives the gods hoard within themselves.
The Child of Light will not choose the hour of my death.
Magrin tests the edge of her broadsword with a smoldering finger.
He sows chaos in his longing for a radiant dawn. So much will be lost in the cacophony of fear his actions inspire.
The crack of thunder rends the air. The gods fall silent.
We can wait no longer to act. Speak with him, Watcher. Discover what it is he plans.
Water begins to creep across the floor. It swells, runs swiftly, and catches at your ankles. You scrabble at the tiles, but it's no use. The current's pull drags you off the edge of Barath's realm, and into the fathomless beyond. You splash down in water so dark you can't see the bottom. Then, the water recedes, gone like a dream upon waking. The hard wood of your cabin's floor presses against your spine. The gods are gone, but you remain.
I'm all ears. Tell me what's on your mind.
Sure thing.
If you desire answers, look no further. I have several.
What would it cut?
Light of Eothas be upon you. Your friend guided you truly. Gadarian Bosch has honored me with the duty of helping his message reach all of the faithful. We answer the Shining God's call. He shows us the way and we march in his wake. Already the Vanguard prepares to make its journey, with more soon to follow. Yes, in fact, we will follow him along the lighted path when the time is right. He will welcome our souls into his legion. Gadarian Bosch has seen it.
Just your souls, then? Not your bodies?
The Shining God demands total commitment from his followers. What good is a soldier who is not willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for her cause? To walk the lighted path, one must be willing to never turn back.
Tough to walk very far without a soul. The Hollowborn, huh? Usually you'd have to stack him in a wheelbarrow and push him around.
Gadarian Bosch leads the Vanguard. They are the most righteous of the partisans. They will be the first to join the ranks of Eothas. the first to charge at his call.
Baron said something about the Vanguard. You don't think he's that dumb, do you?
The Vanguard know their own, and Gadarian Bosch knows them. Beyond that, we keep such information private.
If they know their own, what do you think they'd say to a couple new members? Can we be in the Vanguard too?
I'm afraid you cannot. The Vanguard is reserved for the most faithful among us. You have not even joined the partisans. I agree, and Gadarian Bosch has admitted to the Vanguard all who asked to join. Unfortunately, even if I were to initiate you right now into our order, it would be too late to join the Vanguard. Their ship is docked right now in Nekataka, and set to depart at any moment.
You think he could be on it? If he left right after we did, we gotta go.
They won't take you, but there will be more ships to follow. Stay and learn about the partisans of the lighted path, and I'll see that there is room for you.
That's a real nice offer. We'll think about it and get back to you.
What I just can't figure is how anyone could treasure animancy over the grace of our divine's guiding hand.
Because the mercy of Kith is less capricious than the gods' guiding hands.
Funny, that doesn't answer my question.
You have a...
Well, that's it. For God's sake, I can't take it anymore. Oh, I'm seeing red all right everywhere, and it ain't a passing vision. Palagina, we're gonna have words, you and I. And maybe you'll even apologize.
Little woman making a big noise. When someone takes that tone with me, what follows is not conversation. In the Republics, no one would bat an eye if I cut you from gut to gullet and left you holding your innards in a ditch.
You can throw your threats around in an attempt to avoid this, but it won't work. I want the air cleared, at last and for good. The problem is, this featherhead doesn't know when to stop squawking obscenities about the gods, Watcher. I've been turning a deaf ear for too long, disgracing both myself and my god, ignoring the no-good, sour-sounding, moronic blasphemy that spews out of her mouth.
Pecum Blanca. Another frail faithed priest has come to mumble tearful protestations because I don't see the world with their blind eyes. I'm sure this will be as fresh as a pasture full of cow droppings. I'm working my way down from active disdain to slight regard. I'd prefer to give the lot of them as little of my time as possible.
The more she disparages the gods, the more she tempts ruination on her very soul. I can't just let that happen. Besides, her arrogance irritates me.
Of course you see it as arrogance. You surround yourself with believers. The very idea of disbelief offends you. And little girl, you have no idea what it is like to grow up being godlike. So do not presume to know what it means about my soul or my life.
That's why I asked you what it was like. But instead of ever telling me anything, you just give me insults or a cold shoulder. In this, it's her or me, Watcher. You're not wholly wrong, I reckon.
If after all you've seen, Watcher, you really believe that we're both right, you're an even bigger fool than this one. Anyway, I'm not the one who got upset. I'd just as soon get on with more important things.
Guess that leaves me to apologize. I'm sorry, there I said it. But don't think it'll happen again.
We missed it. They're gonna park that thing next to Eothas and slit their own throats. I wish they'd gone ahead with it before they got Bairn involved. If we can't catch it, can you promise me we'll go right now? I knew there was something I liked about you.
Let's go.
That order's too tall.
On it. Let's do this.
Worse than rough. That makes no difference.
Hit me again and I'll hit you back.
After him.
Hogwash.
Good, I say. Pixie on him.
You like that?
Watch it! Not so hard.
Easy on it.
Roax dead! Puede silmes ido.
Speak your mind.
Why not?
That will do, I say.
I see great potential in you.
The others have drunk, Bairn. Their souls make their way to Eothas. This isn't the time for hesitation. It's the time for faith. Come. Let us show him together.
No, kid!
What is this? You aren't one of my flock. How did you get here?
Lower that. Let's talk. That's right. That vision of his. He got it from another Dawnstar.
No, that's not right. He would never.
What is faith if it isn't tested? These people are willed here by Eothas to challenge you. Make him proud.
I will make him proud.
You can trust a Watcher to know something about that. You won't get a choice with this.
But surely a god can claim my soul when it draws near.
Eothas has come just as I said he would. There will be no other chances.
He must be in need to reach out to us.
Effigy's eyes, kid. You think your tiny soul's gonna change his fate? And we'll smack it around a while too, on behalf of your mother.
You'd keep me from my destiny? Out of spite? Eothas, forgive me.
As you wish, then. Abandon your god. For betrayal there can be no forgiveness. You will receive not his mercy, but his justice.
Don't you got somewhere you need to be, Bosch? If you're having second thoughts, I can help you follow through.
Not a one. The Shining God will light the way.
Think he's all right? He looks a little seasick.
That would have been me. If I were stronger, it would have been me.
Lucky you weren't stronger then. The gods might have rights to our souls, but they got no right to our lives. Seems to me they'll take from you whatever's not nailed down if you let them.
I could devote my entire life to Eothas, and it would never redeem this.
For right now, let's just get you home. Bairn.
I'm not sure what you want to talk about. I have my life. And I know it's because of you. I know I should be thanking you. But the truth is, I don't know if I want to be here now. Or what I'm supposed to be doing. And I still don't know what to say to Eothas when I meet him one day.
It should be the other way around. He's the one who owes you an explanation. You hear me, kid? He owes you.
Not much.